You're listening to the Anxiety Ridden Moms Club,
the podcast for moms who love their kids deeply and still feel anxious, exhausted, and overstimulated.
Here, we talk about the messy stuff, the thoughts we don't say out loud, the pressure to do it all, and the journey back to ourselves.
Progress over perfection, always.
Let's go. Easter is about resurrection, about Jesus coming back to life. But this year, I've been thinking less about what's rising and more about what needs to stay buried.
Because resurrection isn't just about revival, it's about release. And I don't think we talk enough about that part.
We don't. We talk about becoming better, stronger, healthier, but we don't always talk about what we're finally ready to stop carrying.
And as moms, we carry everything: guilt, pressure, expectations, all versions of ourselves. So today, we're talking about what we're not taking into this next season.
Let's do it. You know, there was a version of me that operated completely in survival mode. If I wasn't overwhelmed, I thought I wasn't doing enough. If I wasn't stressed, I felt lazy, you know? I don't know. Life is hard, right?
Yeah.
Work stress, life stress, relationship stress, money stress, health stress.
Every stress.
Stress.
And there's a version of me that kept the peace at all costs, even if it cost me my voice, which that is a huge problem for me because I will avoid the hard conversations. I stuff my feelings.
No, we're not doing that anymore, remember? Last week we talked about running into the pain.
Right. And opening our mouth.
So we're not going to avoid the hard conversations anymore. You don't always have to be the strong one, Gina.
I know, but it's hard. I always feel like I'm probably over-functioning, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Some versions of us were necessary, but they weren't meant for survival seasons, not growth seasons. I'm not taking guilt for resting. Rest doesn't equal laziness. Healing requires recovery. You don't have to earn exhaustion. It's okay to couch rot every now and again. It's okay to relax. It's okay to get that massage. You know, I haven't gotten a massage in so long. I also have not gotten a pedicure, and I really need a pedicure. But I'm struggling lately finding time for myself.
Yeah, I think it's always a struggle, especially as a mom. I think you just really struggle to have your own time.
For sure.
No stress, time to relax, take care of you.
Okay, for me, I'm not taking resentment into my relationship. No more silent scorekeeping, keeping track of who did what. I'm choosing communication.
Wait, you're really not going to do that?
I'm.
Wait, you really? Wait, okay. Did everyone hear this? Is this thing on?
Working on it.
Okay.
The silent scorekeeping is hard.
It's extremely hard.
Why do I do that?
And who did what? I took out the trash and I did the
Emptied
dishes.
the dishwasher and you took a nap.
I do think that is very hard, but I think it's necessary. To be honest with you, I think it's very necessary. I think that I can tell you that like early on in the relationship with Tom and I, for sure, I mean, there was definitely tit for tat, you know what I mean? Who did this and who did that and who's doing more and who's doing less and who's sleeping too much and who's not sleeping enough and who's this. It was everything. It's hard to not do the scorekeeping or who did what. And having that communication where you sit down when you're not mad about it all and discuss it.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I have a really hard time articulating my feelings. I have a really hard time putting them into words. Calm words, not screaming words.
Well, and I know the weather hasn't been good, so I'm sure you have not been doing your walks.
Remember? It's my damn walks. I need my walks.
You're supposed to be doing those at least a 15-minute walk with your man so you can have some chat time and both get a little bit of walking in, and fresh air always feels good. So this weather changing, I think it's a great time. Unfortunately, I think this whole next week is supposed to be on and off, probably good weather, probably for the next couple months, let's be honest.
I love spring.
I do and I don't. Spring brings rain, and rain's just annoying.
April showers bring May flowers.
And then May flowers bring allergies.
Who's negative Nancy today?
Hey, just telling how it is. But seriously, the scorekeeping is hard. It's very hard, and it takes a lot of communication for sure.
And the next thing I'm not taking into this next season.
Oh, here we go.
Over-explaining my boundaries. Over-explaining myself, period. If you think I'm a bitch, I don't care. I'm unbothered.
It's not up for public vote.
No, but for real, I'm not taking over explaining my boundaries. I'm not trying to convince people to understand me. If you don't, you don't. And that's okay. And I'm okay if I'm not for everyone. But I'm done trying to prove that I'm a good mom, prove that I'm a good girlfriend, prove that I'm capable, prove that I belong in rooms that I earned, you know?
Yeah. That's part about being uncomfortable this year.
Yeah.
Because you may enter a room that you don't think that you're, I don't know, belong in a way. And we're going to make sure we belong.
Own that shit.
Right. We're going to walk in like, who this bitch is that just walked in? Me.
It's me, motherfuckers. It's me. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. When you go to something that's uncomfortable, you have to remember, hello, I'm here. You know what? With some passion.
Yeah. I'm going to pull something up really quick. Somebody that I follow on social media that I adore. She makes me so happy. Her handle or her profile name is Applesauce and ADHD. Okay. And so a couple weeks ago, she posted a picture of herself. And I get so jealous of Jess because she wears whatever she wants, whatever makes her feel good.
Let me see the picture because I think I know you've sent me something of her. So I know who she, okay, I know who she is. Okay. Yes. She is all about who she is.
Yes. And so a couple weeks ago, she posted, yep, still fat. Glad we got that out of the way. In case you didn't know, you don't have to wait until you're not fat to live your life. You can do the things you want to do as you are right now. You can fly across the country. You can take vacations. You can go to the beach. You can fall in love. You can chase your wildest dreams, all while fat. I know this because I have done it. And yep, still fat. If I waited to be thin to do all of the things I have done, I would still be waiting, probably forever, if I'm being honest. But life doesn't begin when you're thin. Life is happening right now, and you deserve to live, it on your terms wherever you are in your journey. And
truth.
I am so envious of her and her confidence and her she is who she is, and you like her or you don't. And a lot of people do because she's been, on the New York Times bestseller for her cookbook. And she's just unapologetically hers. And she's inspiring to me because she's living her best life. And if you don't like it, she doesn't give a shit. And that's part of my resurrection. I'm trying to be more like Jess. I really am. Like, I want to be healthy and I want to live a long life for my kids. But I know I'm not for everybody, and I want to be okay with that. And I've struggled. I've struggled with what people think, and I've struggled with being myself unapologetically. And that is what this season is for me, is finding that person, finding that confidence. And I want to be like Jess.
I think that she is exactly what you said. I think that she's happy with her life. I think it's a big part of finding your own people is always finding people that are happy in their own life. That way they don't bleed into yours. I also want to say too, I know that like even when she's saying that about weight, and I know that she's even spoke at times where, people have been ignorant and made comments and things like that, which is just ignorant in general. But I think that, and I think I shared this before about that there was a girl I knew who took those bourgeois pictures, and I think I might have even said this before in a past episode, but she had told me
what did you just call them?
I can't say it right.
Boudoir?
Yeah, I can never say it right.
You did like
it's a bougie picture.
You did like a combination of bougie and boudoir.
I always want.
I was like, what kind of picture did she say?
Because I always say a bougie more than anything. Okay. No, anyways, don't judge me.
I'm not judging.
Just because you misunderstood me is not my problem.
All of our episodes.
Anyways, the bougie photographer, she actually was talking about how, it is very true. Whatever we are when we're young, we change, especially if you're having kids or anything else. But in general, with age, we change. Our bodies change. They form into different things that you don't like, blah, 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 blah. And so I just think it's the truth of whatever it is that we look like at any phase of our lives. I think that we should be appreciating ourselves still no different and still living life no different and stop worrying about everybody. Everybody's going to, you could have the best body, but somebody makes fun of your nose. I mean, like, seriously. it does not matter. You know what I mean? And there's also, that show, oh my God, what's that show? What's the actress? She just passed away. It was so sad. She's was 72 or 73 years old. What is that show that she's on? Oh my gosh. She was telling the girl in this episode, she's like, listen, she said, take the pictures at every single stage of your life. She said,
For
you
sure.
take the pictures. And she's like, because, those little boobies that you got right now, she's like, when you're older and you look back, you're going to appreciate everything about how you looked. You're going to see yourself so totally different. And it is true. Like, I've looked back at photos at me when I was like 28 years old and I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. 28 years old, I didn't think that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
You really appreciate the phases of your life and the pictures. Like, somebody would take a picture of me today and I'll be like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, yeah, no. But I know that, I'll look back on it in a couple of years and be like, oh, I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was at the moment, But I think I think those are the things we need to think about to help us realize that do what you want to do. Take life and enjoy it.
Be who you want to be.
Yes. Have fun and quit worrying about everybody else.
So we're not bringing that into the next season.
No, we're leaving it. That's 2025 shit. That's
We're
like
leaving.
old news.
What are you leaving? Because I feel like you already are unapologetically yourself. So what are you leaving? A couple of episodes ago, she told us she was perfect. So that's why I'm calling her out on this one to see if there's anything she wants to leave.
Okay, I will say I need to use my voice more, how I feel. And that's my husband, I tell him what I feel all the time. I'll tell him whatever. It's not a problem. But like if I have other issues, I think I should be speaking about them. And I'm always too afraid of hurting somebody's feelings. So I'll just keep it to myself. Or if I say it to them, they'll misunderstand it. And I understand that I don't mean anything from a negative manner, but like this is getting on my freaking nerves. But you don't want to say that because then that person might not like that. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of things I want to I
do feel like the older people get, the more their filter goes away. Like my grandma said some wild shit. Like,
yeah, because you don't care anymore. I think no matter what age brings you some of that because you live life, you go through situations, and then when you look back, you realize like I wasted so much energy on giving a shit, and I could have instead been enjoying my life, doing what I want to do, having fun, and instead of sitting around worrying about what Joe Blow down the street said.
I think that social media exacerbates that.
I do too.
Exaggerates. I do too. Like what's the word? Is it?
Yeah. I do. I believe that too. I think
now your family has me so paranoid to choose my words correctly.
They do notice.
But your whole life is on display, or what you want people to see. And
well, I think that's the one thing about though. I think it's why, like we've talked about, the people that we like a lot of times are the ones like her that who they are. You genuinely get the person that they are. And there's many of people that I see on the internet, and there's a particular person I see all the time on mine, and I always just sit and think, your life's not that perfect. Your life is not that perfect. Like nobody's life is perfect. It does not matter who you are. You might have, and realistically, sometimes I think if it is that perfect, I mean, it's kind of boring. I mean, like life should be good and fulfilling and fun and all these things, but I mean, sometimes like the things that I've gone through that at the moment I didn't care for, kind of like made me change and look at things different, and like it made me evolve and grow. And I wouldn't trade any of that for some just perfect everyday, like as just the perfect coffee cup and the perfect outfit and the perfect car and the perfect dog and the perfect this and the perfect that. Your shit ain't that perfect. Like, why don't you show us when you're screaming and yelling at your husband? Like, I could enjoy a little bit of that once in a blue moon because, like, no.
And I'm glad we're talking about this now, the week of Easter, because that social media will be flooded with the perfect Easter picture and the perfect Easter baskets and the perfect and your
children in the perfect little outfits, even though they screamed for 30 minutes.
I don't even know what I'm going to wear.
But yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. What I'm going to be wearing is whatever the hell I feel like it, because I do not dress up for Easter and I don't get in all the little. You probably are more like that. I don't do any of that crap.
Well, like in because we go to church.
Well, but you don't have to dress up.
Not to call you out, but people wear like fucking bonnets and shit. Okay, so like I gotta, somewhat.
Like at my house, I don't know. Like I even tell I even talk to the kids, and I always let them know when the bunny comes to our house. That bunny just drives me crazy because he poops eggs all over my house, and so like I don't know. I'm a very casual.
So you have the You have like Santa comes. Does the Easter bunny dress up and come?
No.
No.
The Easter bunny just takes a crap all over my house and poops these eggs everywhere. And then my kids think it's
Inside or out? Or
It
depends
depends
on
on the weather. Yeah, I mean, if it's a nice day, which honestly lately it's not been, so I've just done it inside. But they still have fun. They come in, and I was even just told by one of my grandsons. He told me, he said he can't wait for Easter to have that bunny poop eggs everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome. You know how I love to pivot, and
Oh Lord,
I want to pivot because as I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, it's Easter. Easter equals April. I just asked you about Christmas. Like the older I get, time goes by
too fast.
So freaking fast.
Mhm.
Like it's April.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Valentine's Day. It was just like.
Well, you wait till like as your kids, like, every year as your kids get older, you always think, oh my God, like they're getting older. But sometimes I felt like with my kids, it went quick, but like, I don't know, some years were just faster than others. Now, like with my grandkids, I'm like, oh my God, my one grandson just turned 4. Like, what? Like, he just turned 4. I'm like, this is crazy to me. And I'm like going, this time is now, especially the older you get, the faster it goes. I feel like morning comes and the nighttime's here and like every day. And then I'm like thinking, oh my God, my birthday's coming up. I don't even want to think about my birthday. And I swear to God, that thing keeps coming. That bitch is like, I am here. Hello.
hello. No, back in my miserable season, like not that the years didn't fly because like I feel like my kids, Wyatt is, oh my God, going to start high school. So I'm not saying that time didn't fly, but now that I genuinely feel like I'm enjoying my life and the days, it's going by so fast. And I feel like the anxiety in me is like calculating like how many years I have left to live. And like, obviously I could drop dead.
Yes.
Before this episode airs. Like, yes. That's the reality. But like, oh my God, it's flying by and I just want it to slow down. And I just want it to slow down. Like I'm genuinely in a place in my life where I'm enjoying the days and the weeks and the moments. And I just want it to slow down. So like Easter being this week, it's like, my God, you're right. It's Easter. It's our birthdays. For those of you that didn't know, my birthday is May 30th and Gina's is May 31st. She's way fucking older than me, but our birthdays are back to back. So we're going to have to do some sort of birthday celebration.
To me, like that was one thing I was thinking about actually just recently. So like, when we talk about being uncomfortable and all that kind of stuff, and then like you want me to get on video and blah, blah, blah. Well, like your age group is more into this shit. You know what I mean? Like you grew up with it more. We didn't have any of that stuff. I mean, like on one hand, just like even real people saying it's the truth. I'm very thankful there's not videos of me everywhere. What I was doing when I was a kid, like that doesn't really need to ever be like known. And I didn't ever have to put up with some of the stuff that comes with it. On the other hand, there's some positive things to obviously social media. So as much as we can all down it, there's also some very good positive things to it. And I think that like, I think there's people that are in my age group that would love to be doing different things, but a lot of times we just feel like we lack a lot more knowledge of it. You know what I mean? So like you get me out of my comfort zone that I would have always wanted to be out of, but
we have to learn to keep up with the times because like my kids can edit videos and like do some crazy shit and like
I'm telling you, when my daughter was like 4, we were sitting at a house and this realtor had something on her phone and she couldn't figure it out. And my daughter took it and fixed it for her. And she immediately goes, I don't know how you did that, but okay. It was like, I just think like they're born like with, I don't know.
Swiping skills.
Almost like exactly the truth. It's just strange to me. It's very strange to me.
You sent me, do you remember, because it's been a couple of weeks, but do you remember you sent me some crazy freaky AI video about AI taking over the world and how we have to, what was that?
Yeah, he talked all about it. It's pretty scary because like AI can start like blackmailing people. So like if you're working and it'll look over emails within your company, and if like it noticed that 2 people are having an affair, it'll blackmail them so that they lose their jobs. It talked about how if somebody in the company, let's say a CEO is talking to somebody else about we need to change to a different AI to be able to use the one we don't like or something like that, that it'll recognize that and then like cause like problems and how it's like as much as there's some positive things to AI, there's some very, very, very scary negative things to AI. I do think like and and even my husband and I have talked about it too. It's like there's so many cool things about it, but people have to be more careful. So like even we thought about it too, like on that show Doc.
I'm laughing. Hold on. Keep your show doc in your head. But I'm laughing because I took a headline. So my boyfriend is from Florida.
Yeah.
And so I took some ridiculous, it was like anything that says Florida man makes me laugh because he has a shirt that says Florida man and Nora makes fun of him like every single time he has it on. So it said like Florida man rides alligator through Wendy's drive-thru. And I took the guy's picture.
And it says he was arrested. It said he was arrested.
Yes. And so I took the guy's picture. I took the guy's picture and I put my boyfriend's face on it and it looked so
much like it looked exactly like it. I mean, like everything about it was like, that's real.
And she's like, oh my God. But it's freaking scary because you can make anyone do or say anything. And it made you a really good dancer.
Yes. Yes. And I think that's the thing is on that show Doc, it talks about it. And it had where this guy, he manipulated the voice even. And so it was like, I heard where it's her voice saying how she did all this. I mean, it's like, seriously, like somebody could ruin your life. And so my husband and I even talked about it. I'm like, what would you do if you all of a sudden got this thing with it's my voice and had it sitting there saying like, I'm having an affair with some person and I'm doing this and that and blah, blah, blah and whatever. I'm like, seriously, I could sit and deny it, but she'll be like, that's your voice. You know what I mean? Like,
what did he say?
That's when we started talking. He's like, AI is very scary. He's like, with our relationship the way we are, he's like, I mean, for me to have an affair would be pretty hard. He's always around me. And for work,
you go to work, right?
I mean, I have to work and I go do things like that. But but even then, like, he's got a tracker on me. And there's plenty of times he'll say, oh, I saw you went to, I'm like, Jesus, dude, get off the thing. Quit staring at me wherever I go. So, he truly knows where I'm at all times. But if I'm not working,
unless you're bonking someone in the Panera Bread parking lot.
If you want to meet up, we got to do it at one of my hospitals and we'll sit in the parking lot. I don't know. Like, it's kind of crazy. It would be quite difficult. But which we just have a really good relationship. So like that luckily for us, we wouldn't just immediately buy into it, but it would be hard. It would be hard, even though I know what he does, even knowing I know he does this every single day, where he's at, what's going on. I might be like
that manipulation.
There might be 30 minutes of a day though I don't know what he did, and that 30 minutes that could have happened, and then I'm like, oh my God,
and we're just us, so like we can't run it through. Like on the show Doc, they brought in the FBI. Like I couldn't call the FBI and be like, is Brad fucking around? Because like the FBI won't
where they
care.
Could say, oh no, that's all fake. For us, we're just gonna say this sounds real. And then if they showed a picture of you, like how people take pictures of, I see them in the home and there's the two people. Well, they just slap your face on the person and there you go. It's just scary. Some of it's very scary, and some of it's super cool. So
it is super cool.
It's kind of
super cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very, very scary. So just like you were talking about how kids are born, they come out of the womb swiping. Like they are going to be able to make us do whatever, virtually do whatever they want us to. And that is freaking scary. But then I get irritated too, because a lot of like the schoolwork is happening on computers. And what happened to a good old pencil and a paper? We live in a tough world.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's different. That's the thing is, I think it's on one hand, it's good. Like I'll ask my daughter, do you know how to do this or that? Yeah, at least I have some knowledge of almost a little bit of everything, which I think is good. You know what I mean? And luckily she's not a social media freak. Like she's not like addicted to social media by any chance.
I wanted to tell you too, but Wyatt went to his, I said Wyatt, like he went by himself, but Wyatt and his dad went to his, like a parent meeting for the high school, and he brought back like courses that he can take. He can take a course on Adobe and Canva. I was like, can I go? Please.
Yes.
I thought that was so cool. I was like, oh my God, I would freaking kill to have a high school class on Adobe, because high school level, it would be like, what I can comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so jealous. And he's like, I'm going to do shop. And I'm like, you could do Photoshop and help your mom out. But I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I would definitely love to learn a lot more about it. Just I think it's a really, it does do some really cool things. So as much as there's a scary portion of it, and we all need to be conscious of that and pay attention. And I don't know, make sure, and even relationships, we have to be, I don't know, more in tuned. I don't know. I feel sorry I was sitting thinking about that with my daughter's age and my grandkids' ages and stuff like that. I'm like, what is dating going to be like? Like, I just think how do you trust
Fucking
people?
impossible.
Right. It's going to be hard to trust people. Like,
I wasn't single for long, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Between my divorce and Brad.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely, I'm just thankful that too. I'm just so glad I don't have to
They don't know how to
go out and
have
date.
normal conversations.
No. And then I think because everybody's so paranoid about that people are up to stuff, they don't also really enter real relationships. They enter into very superficial ones. That's why Tinder is so popular. I mean, let's just have a very superficial relationship. And I think that, I don't know. I think it's because of all the social media, AI, and everything else is just making it more and more where, one, it's attainable to do those things. And two, I don't know. You can just get away with more. Screw with people. Not all good. Definitely not all good.
Not all good. Okay, I know I said I wanted to pivot for a second. That was a long second. But anyway, back to it and back to what we're leaving this season.
Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to leave this season is, well, I think I already really answered it, was I have to use my words. You tell a 2-year-old that. Now, if you want that, you need to use your words. I can't understand you. So I need to do that. That way people can understand me that much more. And it's honestly, it's more towards the people that are really close to me. It's not, I use my words. I feel like, especially the less I know you, the more I'll tell you things, because I have even less of a care. You know what I mean? Like, well, if it hurts your feelings, no, but it does. But if you're very close to me and I worry, especially if it's somebody that's emotional and I think they could cry.
Like me.
There's no way I'm telling you anything negative.
Whatever. You still tell me plenty of negative. I don't believe you.
But if I thought I was going to tell you something and you're going to be start crying, I just won't tell you. I'm not because then what am I supposed to?
Really?
I
thought you were kind of the person that would just tell me anyway.
I would for the most part, unless I really thought it was going to get you. I don't know. I'd have to it would take me a little while. I'd tell you in brief little blips till I get to the full point. It might take a while to get there, just so that you don't start crying. Don't cry. I can't take that shit. Somebody always said, I'm like,
only if it's that time of the month.
If I say, you really shouldn't do that because it really is bothering me, it upsets me, and I think that person's going to start crying, I would just won't tell you. I'd be like, whatever, just roll my eyes and move away. I'm not good with all that, because then you start crying, what am I supposed to do? Hug you, make you feel better? I just told you the truth, so let's just deal with what we just talked about.
Fair. So if you're going to leave behind not using your words, what gets to rise? So for me,
gets to rise. What gets to rise?
I'm not scorekeeping.
I'm bumping my microphone here.
I'm not scorekeeping. I'm not feeling guilty.
About what? Wait, what are you not feeling guilty about? About asking me just about what? Give an example.
If I want to couch rot, I'm going to couch rot. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. I'm not going to feel guilty that I'm not doing enough or being enough or not checking everybody's boxes. And so my peace gets to rise. I am, and you can probably see in social media posts, this year I am protecting my peace at all costs. At all costs. I'm going to leave behind the bullshit arguments that don't matter, I'll never win, or the,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think just like for me, if I speak, then what rises is honesty.
Yeah.
You get more, which, see, this is the thing about it. I think I'm a pretty darn honest person, and I pretty much say everything. So that's just what's kind of weird. I think where my deal is like I tell you, it's probably more of a situation of if you're really close to me and it's going to hurt your feelings, and then you're going to get really crying upset, then I have a harder time. I never want to be where somebody thinks I'm doing anything to hurt their feelings. I try to say everything in a very much more nonchalant or smart ass way. Makes it a little easier for me.
There you go. There you go.
But I need to do it more, because then you'll get an even more honest version. I don't know if you guys all want a more honest version, but you're getting it.
There you go.
If you feel buried right now, that doesn't mean you're done.
Sometimes things are buried because they're being planted.
You are not too far gone to rebuild.
And you are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself that once kept you alive. If this episode resonated with you, send it to a friend who's ready to leave something behind.
Tag us, message us, tell us what you're not taking into this next season.
You don't have to become someone new. You just have to stop carrying what no longer belongs to you.
Happy Easter. Thanks for spending time with us.
Take what you need, leave what you don't, and be gentle with yourself. And if you want to stay connected, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at the ARMC.
And remember, you're not broken, you're becoming.
We'll see you next time.